insight, let him calculate the number of the beast, for it is man's number. His number is 666. And then also let's turn to Genesis chapter 3 from verse 1 to 6. Genesis chapter 3 from verse 1 to 6. It also says, now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, did God really say, you must not eat from any tree in the garden? The woman said to the serpent, we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die. You will not surely die, the serpent said to the woman. For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. Amen. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food, and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Amen. Tonight I want to share with us on the subject, the demon that has metamorphosed into a technology. Amen. The demon that has... I'm sorry for that. I'm preaching on the subject, the demon that has metamorphosed into technology. Amen. I have a very short time, and then another anointed man will also come away. Amen. One of the things that we know, one of the things that we must realize is that when God created man, one of the most powerful things that God gave unto man was the power of his own will. That is, man has his own will. That a man can choose to do whatever he wants to do. Amen. He can choose wherever he wants to stay. He can choose wherever he wants to go. He can choose to do anything at all that pleases to him. Amen. That point of where when it comes to man's will, God chose not to interrupt, or God chose not to intervene. Amen. And we see right from the book of Genesis, from the very day that God created Adam and Eve, that they enjoyed that lesson in their lives. They enjoyed that lesson in their lives. And as a matter of fact, it was one of the things that really became a great lesson to Adam and Eve. Amen. But you see, Bible says that the devil came to the scene and said to the woman that had God really said, you shall not eat of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And from that very tree that always they were playing around it, from that very tree that always, they always saw it in the midst of the garden. But they never saw it as a tree that was good for food. Hallelujah. They never saw it as a tree that was good for food until the devil came to the scene. Until the devil suggested to them that this is a tree actually that you can eat. Amen. This is a tree actually that you can eat. The real thing, the real work of the devil in this matter was the fact that the devil wanted to override man's will. The devil wanted to take over man's will so that he can control it. Aframa 2010. AFRAMA 20%. Amen. So we realize that in fact, this fruit is something that you can eat. The fact that God said that don't touch it, that wasn't the ultimate truth. But God knows that the very day that you eat of this fruit, you shall have wisdom. But you see, but the real work of the devil in this case was the fact that he wanted to override man's will. He wanted to also, control the man that God has created. Hallelujah. He wanted to control the man that God has created. So he came in the way of suggesting something that was good to the eyes of the man, so that if man accepts the bargain of the devil, he can actually gain access to his will. He can actually take his will into captivity so that he can control the man. Because as a matter of fact, without the will of a man, there is no way the devil can control the man. So in order to control man's will, the devil realized that, look, if I can make this tree that they've always been playing with, if I can make this tree that always they have been passing by, if I can make it look good for them, if I can make it look like food for them, then I can have my way. Then I can take their will into captivity so that I can control them. Hallelujah. So all through from then, everything that the devil has been trying to do was to control the will of a man by taking his will into captivity. And from then, what the devil sought to achieve this purpose was to use his demons. That is the reason why a demon can possess somebody and the person has lost his will. The demon can tell him to go here and the person will go here. The demon can tell the person to do this and the person will go and do it. Why? Because the demon that has possessed him has taken his will into captivity. The demon that has possessed him has taken his will to prison. Because if the devil cannot take your will, he cannot control you. If he cannot take it into captivity, if he cannot take it into prison, he cannot actually control the man. So all through history, after achieving this feat in the Garden of Eden, he went on. Now he was using his demons. He was using his angels in order to control the man that God has created in his own image. In order to control him. But you see, the devil has not always been successful in this. Especially when Jesus came. The Bible says that when Jesus appeared, that he might destroy the works of the devil. And when Jesus came, wherever he went, he was casting them out. Wherever he went, there are as many people that the demons had possessed. Jesus was just casting them out. Hallelujah. But the devil hasn't let down. He still wants to go ahead to have man's will in captivity so that he can control man like a robot. Hallelujah. Amen. So that he can control man like a robot. And when you come to the book of Revelations, this is what the devil sought to achieve with the mark of the beast. This is exactly what the devil sought to achieve with the mark of the beast. You know, from research and from everything that has been happening around us, you know, the mark of the beast wouldn't just be maybe an inscription of the number 666. On your hand or on your forehead. Hallelujah. The mark of the beast, from what they are actually, from what has been revealed, is actually a ship that they are working on. As a matter of fact, it is even in operation. If you go to Sweden now, there are people, they have put all their information, everything about them on that ship. And that ship is either in their arm or in their forehead. So in that case, The person need not to carry anything. His passport is on that ship. His bank account, his bank information is on that ship. Actually, his money is on that ship. Hallelujah. It's on that ship. So the person, for example, when he is going out to the mall to buy something, he need not carry money. Hallelujah. He need not carry money. But you see, one of the things that can, the technology that can make this chip to work, it's actually the 5G, the 6Gs, and whatever that they are trying to bring out. Hallelujah. It is actually the 5G, the 6G, or whatever they are trying to bring out. Because that is the only technology that will be very compatible with this chip. Amen. Hallelujah. That will be very compatible with this chip. And once you get this chip into your body, this chip will be able to manipulate your DNA. This chip can literally turn you into a robot. Somebody can sit behind a computer and remotely control what you do. Control what you do. Somebody can remotely control your emotions. Somebody can remotely control your desires. Hallelujah. So the Bible says in the book of Genesis that the woman saw that the fruit was pleasant to the eyes. What does it mean, pleasant to the eyes? In other words, it was talking about her emotions. When he ate of that fruit, her emotions changed. The tree that they've always been playing around with, it was never pleasant to their eyes, but when they ate it, their emotions changed, and they saw it that this is good for food. When this chip gets into you, this chip will be able to manipulate your emotions. Yeah. Will be able to manipulate your emotions. And the Bible says that, and it was a tree to desire. So in other words, the food carried desires. Desires that were hitherto not in Eve. When he ate that food, that desire entered into him. Those desires entered into him. When you get this chip on your arm, on your forehead, certain desires you have not had will come into you. Hallelujah. Certain desires that you have not known about, that chip will control your choice. That chip will override your will. Your will be relegated to the background. Now, what that chip has been programmed to do, that is exactly what you will do. So, for instance, those of us who like to go church, when you get that chip in your arm, that chip will be able to take that desire out of you and give you another desire. Now, your desire will be not to go to church. Your desire will be not to read the Bible. If you would love to pray, that chip will be able to take that desire away and give you another desire. To sleep every day. And the Bible says that the fruit contained wisdom. This wasn't the wisdom of God. right. What God says is wrong will be right in your eyes. Will be right in your eyes. Why? Because something has entered into you. Something is controlling you. You see, that's the reason why the Bible is saying that everyone who has this chip, you are doomed for destruction. Why? Because it is no longer you again. It is no longer the man, the woman that God created. You have become a robot. And it's like, just as a robot is, whatever instruction you give to that robot, that is exactly what the robot will do. So those people will go to hell. Why? Because they are being led to hell. That chip is the demon that has now metamorphosed into technology. The devil now, he has now realized that, look, I've been sending my demons, but they go and they are cast them out. The Christians cast them out. But now, I will develop a technology that I will be able, a tangible technology that I will be able to control man. I will be able to take possession of man's will. So that whatever I tell you to do, that is exactly what that man will do. I've already been asking this question. Why is it that the Antichrist, the Bible says that all over the world, everybody will bow to him? Why? Because of that chip in their arm. Because of that chip in their arm. So when they tell them, you must bow to this one, everybody will do exactly as it has been commanded. Through that chip. Through that chip. Hallelujah. Through that chip. In fact, those of us in Africa, we have to pray for our leaders. Very, very important. We have to pray for them. Because I tell you that when the time comes, most of our leaders will be easily taken over. And once our leaders are taken over, the country and its citizens are taken over by the devil. When people get this chip in their arm, they will be told who to vote for. They will be told who to vote for. So you cannot vote for, if it is NDC that you like, if it is NDC that is in your blood, you cannot vote for them. If it is NPP that is in your blood, you cannot vote for them. But what has been commanded, what they have already chosen for you, that is what they will tell you through that check. That go and vote for this man rather. Why? Because that is the man that they have chosen so that they can have ultimate control over the country, over the people. We have to pray that never before. These are the days that we have to pray that never before. For our leaders. Hallelujah. For our leaders. When that time comes, you cannot choose to vote for NBC, you cannot choose to vote for NPP. If it is candidate B they have chosen, they will remotely say or command to everybody, go and vote for this man rather. And like a robot will do, that is exactly what all those who have the chip in their arm, that is exactly what they will do. That is exactly what they will do. In fact, we are in a very serious times. From little research that I have done, this COVID-19, it said it was manufactured. It was manufactured to kill people. But because our God still reigns. What actually they intended, the number that they intended for this virus to kill, wasn't able. They didn't get it. I heard this last week. Is it this week or last week? The wife of Bill Gates was saying that very soon she sees dead bodies in Africa because of COVID-19. I said that is a demon speaking. They know what they are up to. They know what they have planned. I always don't understand why Bill Gates is seeking that the population comes down. As a result of that, he is financing all sorts of reproductive birth or whatever. And right now, he is financing a vaccine for COVID-19. And who knows what they will do with this vaccine? As a matter of fact, that chip is something that you cannot see with your naked eyes. So even if it is injected in that vaccine, you will not see it. It can easily be injected through a vaccine into your body. On the excuse that, we want to stop the spread of COVID-19. I always say that if staying in my home, if always washing my hands with soap, if always using sanitizers can stop the spread of this virus, why the need for a vaccine? Why the need for a vaccine? Why do we need a vaccine? If I should stay at home, if I should cover my nose, if I should use sanitizers, if I should wash my hands regularly, if it can stop the spread, why the need for a vaccine? Why the need for a vaccine? Why the need for a vaccine? The world has to wake up to what is going on. The world has to wake up to what is going on. Just as the devil presented the tree as so pleasant as a tree, that can be desired as a tree that was good for food. If the vaccine is what is going to be used to inject this shit into people's bodies, they are presenting it as a means to stop the spread of COVID-19. Which is a very great deception. Which is a very great deception. The other time I was watching Metro TV, and Good Evening Ghana, and while I was watching was interviewing a certain professor or doctor or something like that. And he was asking him that, look, there's been a lot of issues with COVID-19 and then its related vaccine and whatever. And about 5G. Well, what is your take about it? And I was so shocked to hear him say that even we the Africans, we are the one who needs 5G. Immediately I switched off my telly. Because I realized that, look, this man with all of his degrees, he has no spiritual understanding. He has no spiritual understanding. So he's only seeing the deception that the devil is presenting with the vaccine of COVID-19. But the devil's calculated plot behind it, he's so blind to it. The world has to wake up. The church has to wake up. We are in the days that, look, the other time I was saying that we are in the days that the word from the pulpit should give the people revelation to live the times, to live the real Christian life in the times that we find ourselves in. The word from the pulpit shouldn't be now 10 ways to have money. Excuse me, my language, that is nonsense. We don't need that. book of Matthew chapter 25, about the parable of the 10 virgins, the Bible says that 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. Those that were wise because they had light. They had oil in their lamp. And it is oil that brings forth light. And they were wise because they had light. Light stands for revelation. The time that we are in, if you don't have revelation, you will fall by the deception of the devil. These are times that we have to live by revelation. Hallelujah. It is only by revelation and faith in God's word we will be able to escape and to overcome the deception that is in the air. Hallelujah. Deception. And those that were foolish, they were foolish because the Bible said they did not have oil. Once they did not have oil, their lamp couldn't bring forth light. So what they had was darkness. They were blind. They couldn't see. Because they didn't have light. And it is true. If you don't have light, how can you see? You can never see. So these are the days that you and I have to wake up and open our eyes. These are the days that we ought to live by faith and by revelation. As I bring my message to a close, I pray for everyone who is watching us on Facebook. I pray for everyone who is doing the listening or read the word radio. Now let's open our eyes. These are the days that we need to strengthen our faith. Because if our faith in God is not strong, we'll just fall by the wayside. We'll just fall by the wayside. I bless you. I pray for you. That the eyes of your understanding will be enlightened, will be opened. And that your faith in God, in this time that we are in, will be strengthened in Him. For the Bible says that he who shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And I pray that by our faith in Christ, we shall endure to the end. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. We are still on Reach the World International Radio, but before Pastor Blessing will take over, we'll take one song from Minister Ernest will give us one song. Minister Ernest will give us one song before Pastor Blessing will take over. Hallelujah.
We give you all the glory and all the honor. We give you praise. Your love is kind. Your love is patient. You fill my heart with so much peace and joy. You're amazing. You make my life